I'm not enamored by politicians and all. But there are some good politicians also. Let me tell you that. I was one day coming back from London after an exam, and the Royal Colleges give you a first class ticket. So otherwise in my life I can't imagine paying a first class ticket. So I was sitting in the first class compartment. There was no one. It was an Air India flight. This was in 2002. When the flight was about to leave, a gentleman walked in. I had seen him in the papers. He was a Gujarat Chief Minister. Narendra Modi was his name. So he came and sat in another seat. But what impressed me most was not his chief ministership. He wanted a glass of water. What do we do in the plane? We press the bell. The girl comes running. This man got up, went to the bay and told the girl, I want a cup of water. Can I have it? That girl gave, he drank it there and gave the glass to her and then came and sat again. I said, this must be a good man. After some time, he looked around. We were only two. The plane started. It was 9.5 hours flight from London to Bombay. And this man came slowly to me and sat by my side and said, who are you? I said who I was. I said, I didn't want to come and talk to you because you're all politicians. I keep politicians at arm's length. So I just sat here. So he went on, here, doctor, tell me how do I improve Bihar's health? So I went on telling him something and he was making notes, sitting and making notes. Can you believe that? So he went on and on and on and on, 9.5 hours. And when we got down in Bombay, he went to Ahmedabad, I went to Bangalore. Now after 2 months, his health minister, one Jai Narayan Vyas, he is also a PhD in economics. Jai Narayan calls me and says, sir, can you come to Ahmedabad because Chief Minister wants to meet you? Because he has written an article, it seems, in the Bhavan's Journal saying that if a pregnant mother is poor, the child will be unhealthy when it is born. And after that, the child cannot be improved. Our Chief Minister is so impressed by that article, he wants you to tell our people about it. Please come. I said, okay, send me a ticket, I'll come. They sent a ticket. So I went to Ahmedabad, they had booked me a hotel. And the next morning, 10 o'clock was a meeting in Gandhinagar. So they said, 9 o'clock we'll send the car. I said, okay, 9 o'clock I was ready. 9:45 my car reached Gandhinagar, that auditorium. Would you believe the Chief Minister with his ministers was waiting outside for me? When I was Vice Chancellor in Manipal University, I had an appointment to see one of the Chief Ministers, then Chief Ministers in Bangalore. They wanted me. So I came here. Then when I came, they said, okay, Chief Minister is busy now, you wait. I said, I waited. This was at 9 o'clock I came. I waited till 2 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock they said, your turn now, go inside. And I went inside. Suddenly some Japanese tourists came, or delegation or something like that. They said, you wait, they'll finish. So I was sitting there inside. This Chief Minister never even looked at my face. After about nearly 12 hours of waiting, he told me, why did you come? I said, I didn't come. You only called me. He said, did I? What for? He said, so I went back. This is the kind. Now look at this difference. Here was a man waiting for me. Who were there? His 5 senior ministers, 8 senior IAS officers, his economic advisor, one Dr. Mehta, the IIM chairman, what is his name? I forget his name. So all of them were there. So they said, he said, come, meeting starts at 10 o'clock, he said. 10 o'clock the door closes. Nobody, even the minister cannot come in. 10 o'clock the door closed, he said, Dr. Hegde, tell us about your ideas. So I told 1 hour. He said, you all now can ask him questions for 1 hour. They asked questions. Then he said, I will ask him questions, he asked. Then he said, I will talk to you now what I have learnt, and I have made notes. So he told them what he learnt from what we discussed. Then he said, lunch. Another door opened and there was a 3-course lunch laid on the table. We had lunch. After lunch he said, 15 minutes rest. After that he said, you all now have to understand what he said and tell me ideas as to how we can improve Gujarat. So they had some ideas. Then he said, all right, now my orders for implementation tomorrow. A midday meal for a pregnant woman, a poor woman who is pregnant, misses her period, she joins this course and midday meal. And I've taken down what all Professor Hegde suggested. So then on, he gives a warm midday meal for every pregnant woman, because I said, there's no use giving midday meal to a child which is already born very badly, made very badly. Give it to the mother, the child will be made well. And today you must go and see in Gujarat, the infant mortality is so low. It's very well. So that's the kind of people we want in this country. I'm not saying vote for him because I don't know. Vote if you like, I don't know. But we want good people in politics, then only the country can change. We want good people in society, then only the country can change. So, see, this is, and now I'll tell you the story. This child, which was a very naughty child at home. So the father and the mother thought, young people they didn't have time for themselves. So they one day went out and brought a jigsaw puzzle, which is about 10,000 small pieces of the world. And they so called the child and said, look, child, put this world correctly and then you can come and question us. They thought for the next 5 days the child will have problems sorting out those jigsaw puzzle. After about half an hour, the child was back in the bedroom. Daddy, mummy, I have finished it. These people are nonplussed. So they went and saw. The whole world was so beautiful with the small islands on the Australian side and all. They said, how did you manage it? Daddy and mummy, you didn't see. Turned it. The other side there's a man. I put the man right. The world became right. So my take-home message is, I want every member of the Chartered Accountants Association to be good human beings so that the world will change. Because you are the ones looking after the financial health of this country, which is as important, if not more important, than the physical health of the country. And I want you all to be very, very upright and want you to be very good human beings. And from my selfish motive, if you are an upright, honest man, health will be yours for the asking. And disease will be very rare. Occasionally you will get it, that doesn't matter. And even if you get a disease, if you are following health disease, your recovery will be very fast. Otherwise it will take a long time. May God bless you all. May you have a nice time. Sorry for bothering you so much. And I'm sorry, sir, if I have wasted your time. Today is your holiday, right? Oh, good. I was
Give a standing ovation to the gentleman.
No. Thank you all very, very much. I am really moved and touched by your love and affection. That is much more important than all the things in life. You know what is important? Love of another human being. Nothing like that. It's so good. And many times, I sometimes, a lot of people say, you have been practicing medicine for so long, but you don't seem to have made much money. I said, no, but I've got a very big asset, my people. When a man comes and says, wherever you go, somebody comes and says, doctor, you saved my life. I didn't do anything. Honestly, no doctor can save your life. The young lady was quoting something about doctors. Do you know what Ayurveda said? Vaidya Raja Namastubhyam. Yamaraja Sahodara. You are the brother of Yamaraja. But the next line, that's not bad because Yamaraja is the best judge. He judges and treats everybody equally. He kills a dog or a king in the same way. But the next sentence is very interesting. Yamastu harati pranan. Yama only takes life. Vaidyo pranan dhananicha. You take life and money both. So the happiness is so great when somebody says, so happy. And these days, a lot of people come. The other day, I met somebody in the airport in Bombay. He said, doctor, I am from Chicago. And me and my wife have a lot of your YouTube videos. And we have changed our lifestyle. We are so happy. Thank you very much. I have not seen you, but are you Dr. Hegde? I said, yes. You're so happy. You feel so happy. After all, in the morning, you want somebody to call you by name. You're looking for it. You open the paper, morning paper, you will see whether your photo is anywhere in the paper. So when somebody recognizes you, feel happy. And thank you all very much. And thank you, sir.
Yeah, we are honored actually.
After hearing so much of awe-inspiring speech from Dr. Hegde, one idea came to me. I want to put it to your executive, sir. For better education, which we all need, our country needs. May I suggest, is my personal idea and I'll be happy to become part of it. Your association KSCAA should make a fund for meeting the expenses of at least 10 poor students in the school education. And please take my check as the first contribution, which should be the minimum. If you do that, I'll be very happy.
You know what I had suggested to the government? I said teachers must be paid the best.
Yes.
Best salary. I said teachers must be paid the highest salary because teachers should not be short of money. And you select the best teachers. I don't want the best IAS officer. I want best teachers. And that's only can change the country. I want brilliant young men and women to be teachers. And teaching is not telling what you have to say, encouraging the child to learn and change the child into an excellent child, make the child every day better. And that's the education that we're looking for. And sir, thank you very much for your generosity. And that's a good thing. Yes, everything, yes, you're right. You're all chartered accountants. Everything starts with money. Without money, nothing happens. I said the best brains, I want PhDs to teach in elementary school. And SLC man can teach a MA class because there's nothing to teach. Elementary school, you require a brilliant PhD to teach, because then when you become a PhD only, you know what is good, what is bad, and what is to be told and what is not to be told. If you send a young teacher to the class, he will vomit out all that he learned the previous day. But you send a senior teacher to the class, he will say very few things to stimulate the students to learn for themselves. And I saw an advertisement in Bangalore near the airport today. It's a different school where the child asks questions. I said, my God, today if a child asks questions in the class, the child will be called ADHD. ADHD is not a disease. Did you know that? Did you know? Attention deficit hyperactive reaction. That's not a disease. The Psychiatric Association of America had a president called Leon Eisenberg. This man was heavily funded by the drug companies. And drug companies wanted him to have a disease to sell a particular drug. So as the president, he had a meeting and he made ADHD as a disease. If a child doesn't attend to the teacher's class properly, if a child asks questions in the class, if a child is inattentive in the class, immediately it's sent to a psychiatrist and he makes a diagnosis of ADHD. At that rate, lot of people would have been ADHD. Bill Gates never attended a class properly. He copied in the exam. That's why thrown out of Stanford. So that's the kind of people. Kennedy was like that. And all our leaders were brilliant, were like that. And all of them would have been ADHDs and would have died of that drug. But today, that man had cancer at the old age, Leon Eisenberg. And he's a German. In a German village, he was dying of cancer. He called the press and said, I can't anyway tolerate my guilt. Please tell the world there is no disease called ADHD. I have only created that to help the drug company who have given me millions of dollars. And I am now suffering because millions of children are being drugged by that drug and killed. So please tell the world there is no disease called ADHD. But do you know that? You don't know that because this was not advertised at all. This is suppressed because there's a big business in that drug. So what is important is let us all be good human beings and we want to have a very good education. Thank you, sir.